Hi guys, Tie-Dye Chris here. So today's kind of more like a let's catch up video, a chillin' chat as Dawn would say. And I know you guys haven't seen me do a lot lately. I'm gonna try to be better about that. Anyways, look at this huge mess on my desk. Like I thought we could we could sit here and talk a little bit while I clean up. And I have an idea. I have all of these are toilet paper tubes, and I thought, how can I upcycle these, So I got this idea to try to make a little lotus flower out of them, maybe for a page or something. So if I get the desk cleaned off here, that's kind of what I had in mind, to use the cutouts to make a lotus flower. So I'll see if it works. Anyways, I suppose I wouldn't even need to use, I could just use one of them probably. Alright, cool. So we'll try that. But let me set those aside for the moment and try to clear some space. Yeah, I haven't been making a lot of videos because I've been very focused lately on, oh, here's one of my little polymer clay hearts that I made a while back. Probably about 10 years. I was into polymer clay really big for a while. There's some matching beads. And this I made as a necklace, but then I thought, it'd make a good little charm for a journal. For like the outside, embellishing a journal. It's very funky, but it's got like a hole goes this way, across the heart instead of this way through it. So it'll hang kind of funky and wonky on the side. But I've been saving up stuff to make a psychedelic journal, and I think that would be lovely for that one. So anyways. Okay, so as I was saying, yeah, I've been focused lately on my completing classwork for my certification in billing and coding, and it really has been hanging over my head because I actually had to file for an extension, as it were, because I didn't meet the deadline to finish, and so I have really been feeling the heat. What happened was I got involved with this class. And it just, I thought, yeah, I'm a nurse. Yeah, I'll be able to get this. Oh my gosh. It was so much harder than I thought it was going to be, I thought, it's very complex. The insurance billing systems and, reimbursement, doctor reimbursement and all that, and hospital reimbursement. It's a very complex system. Let's just say that. If you don't have any experience with it, I think everybody has at least a little bit of experience because most people, at least at one point in time or another, have had an insurance policy. So you have to know about, the different ways your policy works and how you get reimbursed and all that. But there's a whole lot more to it beyond that. And, I had to learn all about that, and Medicare, Medicaid, CHAMPA, TRICARE, and then just the billing and coding, the ICD-10, filling out the CMS 1500 form, the UB40, which is a hospital billing statement, billing forms. All about HIPAA, insurance, privacy rules, which I already knew a little bit about from my degree in health services management. But, it took me like a year to finish this course. And now I still have to pass the national exam, so... Anyways, I'm still a little bit freaked out about that, and I've got that trip coming up this summer to Europe. I'm going to the UK, actually. I wouldn't know, you don't really call the UK Europe, but, it's over there, across the pond. So, I thought for the time being, hold on, let me grab my little garbage can. I thought for the time being, I'm not going to focus on a whole lot more than studying for that test. So I'm not trying to find any work in the field yet. I want to get the the national test certification done before I try to find my first professional position working in medical records or billing and coding or patient billing or, financial department or what have you. So because of this trip, it's going to be like a 2-week trip, and we're leaving, well, we'll be gone for most of June. All my kids are still going to hang back here, so my oldest is coming down to house sit and pet sit and to kind of be a resource here for her younger siblings. But me and Dave are going. It's something, my mom lives over there, and she lives in a really pretty part of England. She lives in the Lake District. So I want to, Mom's gonna, is actually sponsoring the trip. So she really wants my husband to be able to see England, which is just the kindest, most generous thing I can think of anybody doing. I mean, beyond like giving you a kidney or something, is, giving you a free 2-week trip to Europe, to England, the UK. I've been over there once before to meet my stepfather, Lou. They got married a couple years ago. I probably told you all this story a while back, but for those of you that are new and are just tuning in, yeah, she met Lou a while back, and now they've married, and they're very, very happy. They're in their 70s, and just to be able to have the guts to go somewhere and to fall in love again in your 70s is just, it's an incredible story, So I will probably post some videos of the trip. If you look back through all of the videos I've posted, if you really like England or something, you can look back through some of the videos that I've posted, and you'll see, oh, that's something I want to keep. You'll see some videos I posted the last time I was there. They're like quick little, they're kind of like, watching somebody's slides back in the 70s. We're like, come over and look at our slide collection from our trip to Europe. It was like, the big joke was, oh, what a yawn that would be, But I actually have always found it quite enjoyable, personally, to look through other people's travel videos and travel slides and things, because I love to travel. And so I'm a little bit of an armchair traveler that way. I'm one of those people. We wouldn't have like the Travel Channel, right? Wouldn't be there if people didn't like looking at videos and pictures of places. I don't understand why they had why people get all bent out of shape about travel slides and stuff. Anyways, if you want to look at my slides, I made a really cool kind of a compilation video. I don't know if I still have it up there because I used, it wasn't public domain music that I used. And I think I might have got paranoid and took it down. I didn't want to get in trouble, But the other one I put up is public domain. It's us driving through the Lake District with my stepfather Lou driving, and it was a bit like being on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Lou is like my own personal Dumbledore. I call him my own personal Dumbledore. He's just this amazing kind of wise, worldly, wizardy kind of, septuagenarian British bloke, okay? There's nothing we don't love about Lou. We do. We just love him. So, I mean, my mom did good this time, thank God. So anyways, yeah, Lou has been, he's just hilarious. He's fun to be around. And just him driving us through the Lake District, we were just careening around all these little, lakeside and mountainside roads and things. And, yeah, I felt a little like I was on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, so. Wow, I just have much more junk on my desk than I thought. Oh, look, guys, dollar store scissors. Gotta love it. There's something about scissors in my house. And it's not just because I'm a crafter and I use them, but, I mean, my husband, he steals them. He squirrels them away for his projects out back. And my kids take them for school. They're like socks. You know how you have that, vortex in your washing machine where the socks disappear? They go to an alternate universe, alternate reality. Well, that's how it is with scissors in my house. I've probably literally bought 20 pairs of scissors over the last 2 years. And then when I go to look for them and they're not hanging in the place they're supposed to be, I'm like, what the fuck? Where are all the scissors? You know, how on earth does this happen? How can you literally buy like 20 pairs of scissors and they're just, you can never find a one pair when you need them. Now there's like 4 here on my desk. So I'm good with that. Like, I just, you know, I try to put them in my little containers where they're easy for me to reach. So I like stuff right where I can see it, where it's all easy to get to. I don't know how some people, like, you know, you see some of these videos or some of these, you know, people will share the pictures of their studio spaces and everything's behind nice little closed doors and, you know, drawers and things. I'm like, how do you work like that? Yeah. I'm so visual. I have to have things where I can see them. So anyways, and it's kind of like whatever is laying out is kind of what gets worked on, kind of what gets done. All right, well, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to the bottom of this pile. Oh, and I look, this girl was in a magazine and I thought she was so cool looking. I got to cut her out. Speaking of scissors, let's cut her out. And I'll just kind of toss away all the rest of that. Anyways, she has to go in a little book of some sort. You know, just cut out things for my glue books, for Large Marge, which is obviously my version of Dawn's Let's Make a Mess Today, Dawn's Fatty Patty. So Large Marge is actually coming along. I'll show you guys real quick. I'll do like a serious flip through of Large Marge someday, but as you can see, she's getting there, you know. Like this is Large Marge so far. So I'm not like comfortable with doing a flip through when things look half-assed. I kind of like wanting some sort of, at least getting close to some form of finality when I do a flip through. So I have all these random little stamps and things, and I really don't, I like them being out where I can kind of use them. I have a big notebook over here. Let's see. I actually have several binders. Yikes. Yeah, and it's getting stuffed. I have several binders of jelly stamps and things, but because they're in these binders, there again, it's not where I can see it, and I just don't use it as much. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I'll just kind of muddle through it. So anyways, I got the billing and coding certification classwork done. And now I still have to study for that national exam. In the meantime, I took a job cleaning offices at night. I mean, yes, I'm a nurse. I could go out and work part-time in a nursing home or something like that. But I just don't feel like I have a 6 or even an 8-hour shift in me. My feet hurt too much. I have like arthritis in my feet. It's beyond just normal foot pain. It's like, it's the kind of pain that puts me down the whole next day. And a lot of the nursing for LPNs is night shifts, or, you know, shifts that I didn't necessarily want to take on. And then the whole thing with me traveling, you know, like I just needed a job that would be flexible. And so I saw an ad come up, and I, you know, keep my eye on it, help wanted. And I saw an ad come up for an office cleaner. And I thought, wow, if they could work around my travel schedule, that would be perfect. I said, well, it doesn't hurt to try, you know, no guts, no glory. I just go ahead and call them and see, you know, what they say. So I did, and they called me back and they said they wanted an interview, and I went like the next day. I had actually, you know, cleaned offices here and there in condos before, and it's a great little thing you can do either temporary or part-time, or as like an add-on to another job, you know, if you just want to bring in, it's like a side gig, you know, it's just a side gig. But right now it's my only gig because that's by choice. You know, I'm trying to save money for this trip and have time left over to still study for this national exam. So I'm like, well, cool, you know, So it's like 6 hours a week, and I go and I clean one of the local, the offices for one of our local county organizations, for our local childcare organization that does all of the administrative stuff and overseeing, you know, for the county systems and regulation and all that. And it's wonderful. It's like an office of about 25 women, you know. So this week, they've been busy moving into a new office. Everybody's been cleaning out their offices, and there was like a crap ton of trash. I won't lie. I had a lot of trash hauling to do. But let me show you what I scored. Because I'm like, oh, wow, fringe benefit. I got stuff that they were throwing away. So first of all, there was this 3-ring binder. I got 2 3-ring binders. And I just took the guts out of them. This was a little piece of gift wrap. Yeah, so, I mean, that's not that big a deal. But then look at this. This is all cardstock. And yeah, it's printed on the back. But, you know, I've got all these pretty... And it was just cardstock from, like, from a certification course. They had a bunch of, you know, like questions and stuff. It may have come out of a training manual or something. Anyways, I was like, cool beans. This is awesome. And then another office, one of the other girls was throwing away all these file folders. And none of them have been used. None of them have been written on. And I swear to God, these were in her garbage, okay? And look at, they're all pretty pastel colors. And so I have all this cardstock here that I can tear up and use or use as folders. And what I did was I tore some up and I made some mini folders. Look, you know, I've started on some little mini folders here, which I think this is my template. I think those are adorable. So yeah, that was fun, and it's totally, you know, free, upcycled, what have you. And what else did I get out of that pile? Oh, here's some more. Hold on. Oh my goodness. And there was this thing. This is you know, like kind of like a big Rolodex thing, and I thought this would be great to store paper or ephemera, you know, just kind of like a little accordion file almost, but not quite. So yeah, and somebody's also just throwing away some regular old white typing paper. It's a little wrinkled, so it probably wouldn't go into the printer very well. Anyhow, I was pretty excited about that. I thought it was a pretty good deal. All right, so let's get down to doing something. Let's try to play with these toilet paper tubes. I think I might have cut down a paper towel tube in here somewhere too. And the first thing I think I want to do is just to try to cut the little strips super thin. So I'm in this nice kind of middle of the road transition period right now, you know, and I think this nice little transition period is gonna afford me the time to catch up on some of my crafts and get ready for the trip. My daughter in Denver, Lisa's very upset with me right now because we planned our trip 2 days after her wedding. Well, you know, last fall she was talking about getting married down here on the beach, and I thought it would have been fine. And now she's changed her plans to get married in Denver, and she's sad now because nobody's going to be able to go. Her sister's in school, her brother's in school, and well, her brother can't drive anyways, and that's not as important to her as her sister or me or Daddy being there. She really wants Daddy is what it is. She'd settle for me. I'm not her favorite. Daddy's her favorite. But she's very upset with me, kind of, because she's realizing we can't be there. And we'd already discussed all this. I don't understand it. We kind of went over it before that, you know, she was going to get married there, and then she was going to come down here and see us before we left. And she didn't seem to have a problem with it then, but now the time is coming closer, and now she has a problem with it. Now that my plane tickets and everything has been booked and all put together. But we booked the trip last November when she was still talking about getting married on the beach, she still hadn't really made up her mind. She said, we may have to change the date of the wedding. We may have to go to next fall because we're trying to save money for a down payment on a house. So I don't know what to do, you guys, because there's no way that I can fly to Denver. I mean, her wedding's on the 6th, and then I leave on the 9th, you know? And my, that would be, and then you're talking about, you know, a 24-hour day when you fly from the U.S. to England. So, I don't know. I just don't know. All right, should I put these on a little piece of cardstock, maybe? I'm going to glue them down, or do I want to... I should have painted them first, huh? Maybe I should have painted them first. Okay, well, I don't care for this. This is the prototype. We're just calling this one the prototype. Well, let's see here. Maybe I'll just grab a piece of this green stuff that I got out of the office to start. That sounds like a plan, huh? All right. Now, I think I'm going to grab some tacky glue. Should I do tacky glue? Yeah, I think I should do tacky glue. The question is how? What's the most efficient way? I'm thinking if I bunch all of these together like so, then I'd be able to get a little bit of glue on them, smeared on them. They're not all exactly the same height. But I didn't want them to be too tall either, because they're going to sit inside of a book most likely. They're going into a journal, so I didn't want a wide, like a tall profile on them, any larger than the average embellishment would be. So I think this will work. Let's try it like that. We'll do a couple at a time and see what happens. Okay, here we go. Boom, bada bang, bada boom. What should I do? I mean... my husband and I, now we feel guilty. Now we feel bad, you know. And I think she kind of wanted us to feel guilty. But, you know, my mom offered a free trip to England to me. And the thing is that the only time I felt like it would really work out to do was this week. There was a bunch of factors that were involved with our decision to go when we're going. One of the big factors is storm season. My kids are young adults, but I still would not want to leave them at a time of year when there would be a high likelihood of a hurricane. You know? I mean, that's scary enough to go through as an adult, but when you're a young adult, and our daughter Nyla, she's not driving right now because she had seizures, unexplained seizures that happened around the first of the year. That's another thing that went on that's been keeping me from recording or doing a lot of, you know, videos or crafting. We've had a whole bunch of drama around that, and jumping through all the hoops we need to jump through to get her medical appointments, and also now her not being legally able to drive. So, not for 6 months. She has to be seizure free for 6 months. She's on Keppra now. So, and it's controlling the seizures pretty well. There's been no other seizures. So, I'm grateful for that. I don't know really why she had a seizure to begin with. She's 18. Or is she 19 now? My God. Anyways, 18. But she was up late studying, and she had these headphones on that had like a little blue flashing light on the side. I think it could be a combination of sleep deprivation and maybe the flashing light set her off. I don't know. But both times she was wearing them damn headphones that she had this bad kind of grand mal seizure happen. So it's just freaky. It's really weird, you know, To think that someone can go their whole life. And she's been in strobe lights, and she's played video games, watched all kinds of stuff before on TV, and no seizures the entire time she's been growing up. So, and I mean, we saw the neurologist in Pensacola, and he called it epilepsy. So, I guess it's epilepsy. I don't know, guys. It's freaky. It's been a lot to deal with, you know. And then I have this, like I say, this older daughter. She's same dad, you know. Dave and I celebrating our 30th anniversary next week. So, but Lisa's, you know, always, ever since the younger ones were born, Lisa's felt left out. And she, you know, has been my problem child, the one that's done a lot of drugs and alcohol and all that. And she's getting her life together now. Like I say, she's engaged and she's pregnant and she's working pretty steadily, although she's working for herself, but that's okay because she's making money. She's actually already got enough money saved up to come down here. They're coming down right after the wedding to house sit for us and to enjoy the beach. It's going to be like a impromptu, you know, a sort of a working honeymoon for her. But you know, now we're kind of bereft. We're kind of sad that she wants us to be there now. And we really, you know, our hands are tied. The wedding's on the 6th. I guess there's always a slim possibility that I could fly up there and leave the same night as the wedding and to be back here in Florida to ensure that I could make it to my flight to England on time. See, that's what worries me, is that what if something happened in Denver? What if I had, you know, what if we had car trouble or whatever, or flight canceled or flight delayed, and then I'm stuck and I don't have enough time to make it back to Florida to catch my flight to England. So, I mean, you know, 2 days is pushing it pretty damn close for leaving on an international trip to try to plan another, you know, cross-country trip, don't you think? And she's really kind of not understanding it. And it just makes me a little sad right now. And my husband now, he's sad and he's kind of racking his brain. And he's got Parkinson's, so there's no way he can do it. Literally, there's no way. You know, even if the time frame worked out, for him, it's an exhaustion issue. He would just be too exhausted to do it. To be, you know, a trip, 2 trips right back to back like that. It just puts him through too much, I think. So anyways, I'm a little depressed about that, but you know, it's not like the worst problem a person could ever have, right? I mean, really. I mean, Dawn wrecked her car last week, bless her heart, you know. It's not like that, you know. It's not like, oh, I just got diagnosed with cancer or something, you know. It's not like that. So I keep things, just to keep things into perspective. It's not like it's like I'm, you know, like I'm totally despondent over it or anything. But it does bother me that my daughter's upset. You know, it's her second wedding. It's her second marriage. It's not the first one. The first one we went the whole 9 yards, the church wedding, the white dress, everything. This time, you know, she's gonna be, 5 months pregnant. She's gonna be wearing a really beautiful blue gown she's picked out. Just kind of a mermaid theme for her wedding. So, you know, it's more casual this time around. The thing, the clincher is that her husband, Lon, it's going to be his first time getting married, right? And hopefully last time. I think they're the forever love, you know, those two. They really love each other. And he loves her. He used to kind of contact me and inquire about her when she was still down here. But she wasn't ready to, like, let him back in her life yet. There was still some hurt there. They had dated once before. And then she came back to Florida for a while. And then, you know, he waited for her, essentially. They got back together. And if you saw pictures of the two of them together, they're like little soulmates. They really look a lot alike in a lot of ways. They have the same kind of goofy sense of humor, and they both love, you know, kind of hardcore music, and they're both really tattooed, and you know, they're just like two little soulmates. They're two little peas in a pod, and I know that they're gonna last, you know. I just know they are. They're gonna go the distance, those two. But you know, they didn't have the best beginning, because while they got along really well, there was jealousy there on both of their sides. Like, she was jealous of ex-girlfriends, and he was jealous of the job she picked, which, you know, had her waitressing at a restaurant. So, you know what I mean when I say restaurant, right? It's like a sports bar kind of thing where they have to wear tight shirts. So, you know, there was jealousy around that, and she was just trying to earn a living, and I don't know. They were young back then, and so that was, you know, kind of the issue to begin with those two. But now they're much, you know, they're pushing their 30s. They're getting to be about 30 now. Lisa's going to be 30 this year. You know, I was pregnant when I walked down the aisle with her. I didn't even know it at the time, though. I learned like a week later. And I wondered why my period was late. I thought it was stress from the wedding, right? But I learned I was like 2 weeks pregnant with her when I got married. So she was born like, we were married the 2nd of April, and she was born in December. But, yeah, so it's, you know, things are different this time around between them. They're happy. They're gonna make it, I think, you know. But I do feel bad about not being able to go. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think I should do. Leave me a comment, because I am struggling with it, you know. And then of course there's the money factor too. I could not drive, like fly up there and then drive down here with them, because we're only going to literally see them for a couple hours before we leave for England. So, couple hours to say hi to my granddog. That's it. I miss that granddog so bad. And I'm only going to have a couple hours to play with him before I have to go. But, okay, I'm liking how this is turning out so far. What do you think? Look. So, I'm going to show you up close. Oh my gosh, look at that. We're already up to 30 minutes. It's going to take forever to upload this video. So, I think we're going to stop it for here and for now. Yeah, here's the lotus. And, I'm going to let it dry. And then maybe I'll come back and film a second video. There'll be a part 2. Okay, guys? Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know what you think I should do about my situation with Lisa. Talk to you soon. Bye.